South Africa cannot function under the leadership of the ANC. That's the view of political economist Mandla Lionel Isaacs. He's written about how the governing party is failing South Africans and worryingly how its leaders are invested in the status quo. He joins me now via Zoom to talk more about this. Mandla, very good morning to you. I really enjoyed your article, as disturbing as it was. You say that South Africa cannot function under the leadership of the ANC. Why do you say that?
Good morning. I think, like many South Africans, I long to have a sense of hope and optimism for the future, a sense that we are making progress in terms of accelerating our development trajectory. And sadly, we're not. And I think it was important to me as an analyst to say, what is the root cause? Is it because we don't know the right policies to implement? We don't have the right ideas? Do we not have, talent in the country in terms of leadership and managerial talent? And the answer is no. We know many of the right things that we need to do. We have got many great policy suggestions from international experts, from our own experts, culminating in many great plans over the years. And so I think it's important for us to acknowledge what the root cause is. And unfortunately, very often we shy away from it. And the truth is, what the evidence shows us, what 27 years of evidence shows us, is that South Africa cannot achieve progress under the leadership of the ANC. It is important that we internalize that and grapple with it honestly if we're going to do something about it and not be in the same place year after year, hoping for better results, but with the same bad driver at the wheel.
You say South Africans are shy to call that, to say that the ANC is an abject failure and that actually nothing will change under then. Why are we shying away from saying it out loud and doing something about it?
Well, I think that, many of us, as I say in the article, many of us who are in positions of power and who could potentially offer an alternative, are scared to raise our heads above the parapet. In general, you ask yourself, why, throughout history in different scenarios, do human beings accept the unacceptable? Why do societies so often struggle with change? And the reality is, most of us follow the path of least resistance, right? I mean, it's easier not to put our careers on the line, our livelihoods on the line, to call out, to speak truth to power, and to fight against or resist, the power of the day. And the power of the day right now is the ANC. And so, many of us kind of just, take the path of least resistance and are reluctant to call it what it is. And that's unfortunately
you're talking about Cyril Ramaphosa. I mean, so much hope was put into him. You say he doesn't have a bold vision. I mean, if you think of his relationship with Jacob Zuma, the fact that many of those old players are still governing shows that there will be very little change. If there is no change, I mean, what is the alternative? Who should be leading the ANC? Should it be the ANC?
So, yes, I mean, I think that was another myth that I wanted to really explore, this idea that President Ramaphosa is somehow, separate and distinct from, the leadership that got us into this mess. He's been there for the past half decade, and even if we were to forgive him that, as you allude to the question about does he have a vision, one would have expected that, okay, if he was biding his time until the time that he got to lead, that he would come through with a very clear vision. And in my view, he has not. His leadership has been slow and lethargic. I mean, I give the example of, for somebody who's been in the union buildings for 5 years, who's had time to think about what he would do differently, in his first SONA, given, a year of lead time finishing off Zuma's term, he promises, for example, to convene an economic advisory council, to give him to help him develop big ideas. Takes him 18 months to appoint the council. And I've been underwhelmed by the plans. It's been the same old in terms of the recovery plans and grand strategy that he's offered. So my conclusion is clear. It is that we're going nowhere slowly under ANC leadership. We need a credible alternative. The results show, the electoral results show, and if you just talk to people, it shows that South Africa doesn't trust the current opposition parties to offer a credible and compelling alternative, which leads me to the conclusion that we need to be thinking about something entirely new, in my view.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the Kamala Harris hanging around in the wings, do we?
We don't. I'm quite proud of her. She's an alumni of my university, Howard University, where I did my undergrad, but I think we do actually. I mean, I think we have lots of young leaders in the country. I'm of the view that those of us, many of us who believe that we can do better as a country, that this is not all we have to offer, need to step up and put ourselves forward individually and institutionally and offer South Africa an alternative. I'm convinced that South Africans are crying out for a credible alternative to the ANC. The voting patterns show that South Africans actually are mature voters. They're not happy with what they've been offered, and so they need to be offered something new. And it's those of us who are aspiring leaders and who believe that we can offer something new and better need to offer the electorate an option, in my view, as early as perhaps this year in the local government elections, but certainly in 2024.
Mandla Lionel Isaacs, very good to talk to you. Thank you.